Hello everybody, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. I am very excited about today's tutorial because it is for Mother's Day and it's going to be released in May, and the thought of me painting things in May, like for May, is very refreshing because that means we are not too far away from all the snow being gone. But anyways, I'll blabber about that later. I'll just get into the painting for now. So like I said, we're painting a Mother's Day card and I intend to write something in the center here. So I don't want to write Happy Mother's Day because I feel like I do that with every single card. So I think I'll write "For You, Mom." So it'll say, I'm gonna write the "For You" in cursive. And then I'm just writing it in pencil in case I change my mind. Something like that. Okay, so now that I have that down, we're gonna paint the rest of this. So this is going to be a floral painting. And I'm kind of debating what colors I should use. I always go with like the pinks and the reds for Mother's Day. There's definitely going to be some pink in here, but I think I'm gonna try like a yellowy orange for the first flower. So I'm just mixing. Let me see if I can move this over so you can see a little bit. So I had some orange already on my palette and I'm adding yellow to it to create like a nice darkish yellow. And I'm gonna start in the corner here with my flowers. So I'm just dabbing some like half moon shapes in the center, and then I'm gradually making them a little bit larger and thicker and longer as I move outwards. So my brushes are very worn out, so they're not really creating the nice brush strokes that I would like for flowers, but whatever. You can go back in and add some more pigment to some of your petals if you wish, just to kind of give them a pop, like so. So I started with the yellow. You don't have to by any means. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go into maybe a pink or an orange. I'm gonna mix the pink in here. Actually, if I mix the pink with the orange, it'll create almost a peachy color, which might look nice. And I'm going to have perhaps, my mom word is a little bit high because I wanted to have another flower down here, but it is what it is. So I'm doing the exact same thing that I did with that with that first one. It's a little bit blurry when I zoom in, but I think you get the picture here. So again, as I move outwards, I'm making my half moon shapes thicker, longer, bigger in general. Try to keep your brush strokes nice and loose, because that's what's gonna make these flowers just look effortless and whatnot. Like, I'm assuming these are roses. That's kind of what they look like. They're very easy, loose flowers to paint, or at least this technique is a very easy and loose technique. I'm just gonna zoom back out because you kind of get the gist to there. And I might do another one, maybe a little bit more orange for this one, just over here. This one is actually I'm going to paint the outer petals first because it's just going to come off the page. So you can't even see it. I don't know if you saw that because I went off the page. Like that. Okay, and we're gonna fill this in with nice greenery in a moment. I just want to paint, actually no, before we paint the bottom part, I do want to paint the greenery because if I do this, then I'll like probably smudge it when I'm painting the greenery. So you can take whatever green that you would like. I am just going to mix a bunch of greens together to get the kind of green that I want. A little bit of black in there to darken that. I don't know the names of these colors, but I do need to get, like, this green I got from a tube because it was the only green that I had in spare because I ran out of the green I really liked. And I don't like it. It's kind of a useless green for me. So I have to go and pick up another green so that I don't have to go through this mixing charade every time I want to paint foliage. So we're gonna add our flower petals, or not our flower petals, but the greenery for our flowers here. And I just want to like go in the natural direction that sorry, that was very illiterate. I want to go in a direction that feels natural. So I start usually where two flowers join. So I started there. And I'm going to have another one coming out here. I really need to replace my paintbrushes. I've been using them for some of them, like my size 8 I have had since the very beginning of this channel. So 3.5 years, I believe. That is kind of crazy. So that's quite nice. This mom is really in the way. Well, what are we gonna do? It is a Mother's Day card after all. You don't have to use this for Mother's Day, by the way. Like, you can make this into whatever card that you want. So, you know, you can make all the flowers pink or red and then use it as like a romantic card for Valentine's Day maybe. Or you can turn it into a spring, like a birthday card for someone born in the springtime. Lots of options. Just use your imagination. This is more of like a design, general design idea. So yes, oh my gosh. I can't speak. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, so I am painting tutorials for May right now. It is currently March. It is very cold, very wintry. There's lots of snow on the ground here, at least. It doesn't feel like spring is near. So, you know, knowing that when this tutorial comes out, when it's released to you guys in May, it will be warm. The snow will be gone. It'll almost be time to plant all the veggies outside. Like, I am really, really looking forward to summer this year more than ever. I've been really good in the past about appreciating whatever season that we're in, both literally and metaphorically. But this year has been very challenging for many reasons. I'm so done with winter. But it's best to focus on the positive. So anyway, you can like play with the greenery in any way that you want. You can just kind of keep adding it wherever it looks best to you in your painting. I was really trying to avoid the word mom, but it's a bit challenging. Okay, so now that that part is done, I'm going to focus on the bottom here. So I'm rinsing my brush so that it's not full of green. And we are going to choose some different colors for the bottom here. I'm going to start migrating into the reds. Why not, right? So same process as before, like little dots and then half moon shapes. And then we're just making them wider, longer, thicker as we go outwards. I have a few rose tutorials on my channel, quite a few actually. Some are very, very, very detailed where I spend a very long time just painting one single rose. Others are a lot more quick and I just focus on the general gist of it. So you're welcome to go check those out if this isn't enough for you. By all means. Okay. That's a nice pink one there. I like that. I'm gonna try and have like maybe a large one here in that same color. Why not? Because I want it to fill up some room here. So same thing, a few dots, half moon, weird shapes, whatever, and then start making them bigger. You do want to have a good amount of water on your brush when you're doing this. My brush is very worn out. It doesn't do that beautiful, you know, like light pressure, hard pressure thing where it looks like this, like a light pressure, more pressure, and then light pressure again. The bristles are just so worn out. They're like, we're done. Retire us. We've done enough work for you. I had a company reach out to me asking me to try their paints, and I have rejected a lot of companies reaching out mostly because they have absolutely nothing to do with painting or my channel. Like who is going to care about, or merch? A company reached out to me about merch. Honestly, no offense to all the great artists and teachers out there, but why would I want to wear a sweater with their name on it? I don't know. So that's why I'm like, why would anyone want to wear a sweater with Julia Liss art on it? That's just silly to me. So I've rejected a lot of these proposals. But this one company, I checked them out. I'm like, oh, they actually have pretty cool palette. They've got some metallic colors in there. So I'm gonna perhaps pursue that, try it out, and I might be pleasantly surprised enough that I'll recommend it, because I've been using this. This is a $30 palette. At least it was, 3.5 years ago. So, and if I'm using that for this long for tutorials, I can't imagine how much watercolor has improved since then. So I guess we'll find out. Okay. What's a good contrast between, I think I'm just going to use like another orangey yellow here. In between. I'm just overlapping some of these, whatever. This is not a very balanced, I didn't think this through. Making this one huge was actually kind of a mistake, because it throws off the balance of this card in general. What did I do? I'm gonna have another yellow one over here. Or rather, it's gonna be like the outside. Okay. I think I'm still gonna add some greenery to the bottom. It's hard not to smudge these. Starting to come together there. So you can just keep going with your green petals until you're happy with, you know, how the card looks in general. I do feel like I should have something here. At least something small. Okay. So that's a little more cluttered than I was anticipating. The only thing I would change here is making this one much smaller. It would have left more room for the word mom. Right now it just kind of looks very cluttered. But I'm gonna let this totally dry before I go over the words. Okay, so I think this is dry. And I'm just using it's called a waterproof. It's just a marker that seems to be waterproof, which is, it doesn't need to be for this painting, but it seems to write very well on cotton paper. Most of my other ones have troubles with that. I don't like how I wrote mom in the pencil. So I am going to erase that, try it again in a different font. I'm just gonna stick to this. I've tried so many that the eraser is starting to wear out the paper. So I'm okay with that. I might thicken it a little bit just to make the word mom stand out from the cursive letters. But you can just play around with this until, you know, you're happy with your font. You don't even have to write this on it. You can just have a bunch of flowers on yours. Totally up to you. But that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this painting. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. I love reading your comments. Check out my other Mother's Day tutorials as well. And I'll see you in the next one.